Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to another video of Smite. This time I am playing Assault. I know they're a little bit out of order, but this did end up being a 40-minute match and it was taking up quite a bit of hard drive space. I am playing as Vulcan, who is the Roman Smith of the Gods. He is actually a god himself, not to be confused with Hephaestus, the Greek Smith of the Gods, although they are in fact actually probably pretty much the same deity. Now he's a mage, and in Smite the tooltip claims that he is a hard character to play, which I can understand because even though he does an awful lot of damage, as most mages do, a lot of his abilities are really telegraphed in. There's a lot of warning for the enemy team to see your attacks incoming, particularly your ulti, and get out of the way. Now everyone on the opposing team, I mean, they could be experienced players, but no one is showing any masteries. Nobody has any sort of avatar badges on or anything like that. Obviously on our team there are a couple. Our Ao Kang actually has at least 10 God Masteries according to his little badge there on his photo, and our Anubis was a beta tester. It's not to say that any of those others aren't, but it just looks like we have a slightly more experienced team. So starting off by buying my sort of basic items, boots, getting my magic focus, starting to get my meditation of course because we're in lane, this is Assault, we can't go back and heal. Looking at my abilities, my passive is called Heavy Shot, and that basically means that once I use a special attack on somebody, my next basic attack within 3 seconds will put a slow on the enemy. My first ability is a forward-facing projectile called Backfire, which does damage to everything in front of me and also knocks me backwards. If it hits any gods, the first god it hits is marked, and that marked god for 4 seconds will be a priority target for my Inferno Cannon and take 10% more damage from it. Now my Inferno Cannon is a pet, it's my second ability. I place it on the ground and it will attack in a forward facing cone anything that comes into it, of course prioritising targets that have been marked with the Backfire. My third ability is called Magma Bomb. It's something that I can throw out. I'm just running forward there and popping down my Magma Cannon just to automatically start doing damage to anyone in front of it. It does get wiped out relatively quickly. That's my third ability, my Magma Bomb. If it actually hits, it has a knockback and a 1 second stun. And then that was my ulti that I just fired off. It's very, very difficult to hit with the ulti. The ulti is called Earthshaker. And it starts off at 50. It's got quite a good range on it, and it also has a very, very long distance that it can travel. It starts off at 50% damage, and the further it travels, the more damage it does. So it's in your best interests to fire at a target far away. Of course, the further away you fire, the longer it takes for the projectile to arrive, and the more warning the enemy gods get to move out of the way. This is the reason why Vulcan is considered to be a hard god to play. So while I've been rambling on, our team has already racked up 2 kills, and then they've just racked up a third. Their team has also racked up 2 kills, so we are slightly ahead. Emir going in there with his ulti. I do throw my Magma Bomb. I don't get the kill, but our Xbalanque picks up the kill. He's actually doing quite well. He's had a few kills here. So they've already suffered some losses. We have 2, but we are slightly ahead. So I'm still finding my feet with this god as I throw in my Magma Bomb and manage to pick up the kill on Guan Yu. As I was about to say, this is the first time I've ever played Vulcan, so I really didn't have any idea what I was doing with him. I've played against him a fair few times, so I knew roughly what to expect. Threw my Magma Bomb out there at Vimana, but the knockback doesn't affect him when he's got his ultimate going. There Ao Kang picks up a kill on our Xbalanque. I'm already at low health at this point, as I throw in my Magma Bomb and manage to get the kill on their Ao Kang. So I'm already 1.5 minutes in, I've got 2 kills and 3 assists. I'm quite happy about that, but low health isn't good. Decide to fire in my ulti at the tower, but their Agni sees it coming and gets out of the way with plenty of time to spare. I tend to recall Agni being a bit of a pain throughout this game. This game I only played a couple of days ago, so it's still relatively fresh in my mind. But like I said, because it's a long one, I'm just trying to clear up some hard drive space. So in goes the Magma Bomb. It was pretty pointless. It missed just about everything. Now there is an Ao Kang on both teams, of course, which sometimes means it's difficult to know whose tornadoes it's safe to stand in or not. But we're doing our best to keep out of everything, to stay at the back, to wait for our opportunities. I think I prioritise my Magma Bomb more than anything because the knockback is useful, or in this case knock forward. I often find it's quite useful to try and throw it behind an enemy to knock them forward towards your own team, particularly if they're hiding under the tower. So posturing for position, I drop down my cannon there to try and do some damage onto Guan Yu. I'm backing off trying to keep him at bay, and our Anubis does get the kill. And at the same time, our Ao Kang gets the kill on their Ao Kang. I'm just checking my abilities again at this point because, you know, I'm still learning this character and I wasn't 100% sure. Like, I didn't want to spend too long at the beginning of the match sort of just standing idle. I wanted to get up to the front lines because I knew there'd be fighting going on straight away. So I kind of just glanced at my skills and then literally ran into the fight. As our Ao Kang picks up the kill on their Agni. Their Emir has very low health, and whoever that is in lane looks like Vimana is regenerating his health, but he's still quite low. Saying that, I'm very low on health myself. I've popped my meditation to get my mana back, so I've got full mana but practically no health, so I really have to stay out of the way here. Almost diving under the tower to fire off my ulti. It does actually land and it clips him here, but he has slightly too much health and it doesn't kill him. Their Ao Kang gets our Ao Kang. I throw my Magma Bomb in and knock him forward, which does give our Chak the ability and opportunity to clear him up. I drop down my Inferno Cannon just to help mop up the creep wave. The problem with the Inferno Cannon, what I eventually learned later on throughout the game, is I should always place it behind my creep wave and not right at the front, because it does actually take an extra 50% damage from non-god damage sources, so enemy minions do tend to take it out rather quickly. I turned a little bit too fast there, which resulted in a little bit of an accident. It meant I didn't actually get my cannon facing the direction I wanted it to. Guan Yu very nearly took me down there, but I used my backfire to knock myself backwards and do a bit of damage to him, and then dropped my Magma Bomb right on his head and picked up my third kill of the match. So again, somehow managing to survive with next to no health, but still got the kill, so happy with that one. So down goes another Inferno Cannon just to try and help mop up creep waves that come in. Again, drop my Magna Bomb at Vimana. He's going straight for me because he can see that I'm on low health. I've used my backfire to mark him, although I didn't drop a cannon, so it was pretty pointless. But by marking him and backing off from him, it took his health down quite a lot. He did manage to get me because I should have turned and ran, but Anubis does manage to pick up the kill on him. Apologising there to the rest of the team for dying, although I think three kills for one death isn't too bad. Shouldn't be making my excuses really, but straight into salvation because, you know, I'm sick of being playing this game and not having any health. Picking up some more health potions, picking up some more mana potions, and I am respawning back into the game. So we are at the 5-minute mark. We have 16 kills to their 6. As our Xbalanque manages to get taken out by an enemy tower, which was a little bit of a rookie error. Although at low levels, these towers do tend to hurt quite a bit, so moving back forwards, I can see that our Anubis has just mummified Guan Yu. He does this quite a lot. He does like to dive deep. I throw in my Magma Bomb and miss. I throw in my ulti and hit. Not enough to kill him, but enough to take his health down really low. He does unfortunately manage to escape. In goes another Magma Bomb, hits a few creeps, also hits their Vimana, who appears to be stuck in the wall, but then he did move as I went in. Hit my backfire to mark him, do a bit of damage, and get myself out of harm's way. I see one of Agni's abilities coming in, dodge out of the way of that. Decide to go in with my Magma Bomb, but they were already moving out of the way because of our Ao Kang's ulti. So at least I have relatively full health. I decide to use my salvation on my teammates because they've got low mana and low health themselves. Down goes another turret off to the side. Hopefully this time it will mop up some more of the creeps. And whenever I'm running around with nothing really to do, I pretty much always have my Magma Bomb ready to go. And as you can see there, I hit Emir and Vimana with it, and actually knocked Vimana forward slightly. Sadly, there was nobody else on the team around to capitalise on it, but our Ao Kang does manage to get his tornado off. Vimana pops his ultimate there, which I think was very, very silly, considering that he wasn't willing to come out and use it, and he had very, very low health. But either way, if that's the sort of mistake he wants to make, that is absolutely fine. Agni charges forward through the creep wave. I see the ulti coming in from Ao Kang, so I just back off out of the way there. I didn't want to get hit by it. Our Chak does pick up the kill on their Ao Kang though, which is nice. They do have a couple of people with really low health, including Vimana, who gets taken down by our Xbalanque. And at this point, we have to be careful because we don't want to fight under the tower. We've got Guan Yu and Ymir, who are a formidable pair of opponents. I go in there with my backfire. I do actually manage to get the hit on Guan Yu, but Guan Yu gets the kill before being taken out by our Ao Kang. In goes my ulti. It does land on Ymir. Not quite enough to kill him, but Anubis does manage to pick up the kill. And now we're at the point where we've got the tower. So I drop down my turret because the Inferno Cannon will actually fire on towers as well. And we finish off that tower and decide to mop up that creep wave very, very quickly. I run in under the tower and drop my magma bomb on our Kang. I think he actually got out of the way of it because I didn't see anything come up to say that it had hit. I took a shot from the tower at that point, so I decided to back off. Agni likes to waste his abilities taking out my Inferno cannons, and I'm absolutely fine with that. I go in with another magma bomb. I do manage to hit Agni and get the stun on him, but we don't manage to capitalise on it at that point. So, another creep wave. I go in. Guan Yu comes out. I hit him with my backfire. I hit him with my Inferno cannon. I hit him with my magma bomb. And I actually get ripped to shreds there. We managed to lose myself and Anubis in that fight. And they have their whole team left alive, which was a little bit unfortunate. So I've got about 30 seconds left before I can get back in here. I'm just watching what everybody else is doing as we lose our Xbalanque to their Ymir. Now, bear in mind, I'm used to most matches, particularly in Assault, lasting anywhere between about 12 and 20 minutes. So I was a little bit surprised at how long this one went on for. Our Kang is being chased down by absolutely everybody there. He's just been frozen by me. He really needs to get out of there. He shouldn't be trying to take them on at this point, although he did drop his tornado and 2 of them have just backed off into it, so they will be taking damage. Anyway, I'm back in the game, and our Anubis has come back into the game. Our Kang's managed to get a kill on Vamana. Didn't see it happen. It could have just been the damage over time from his tornado ability. So our entire team's up at the moment, although our Kang is in trouble. Still waiting for our Shaq, actually. He's not in back in yet. He's got 5 seconds left. So down goes another Inferno cannon behind our creep wave to help mop up theirs. Anubis arrives back in the lane. I think at this point I should probably, if I don't actually do it, I should be going over to our Kang and popping my salvation, because he's just actually gone through their our Kang's tornado, which was a bit silly. Anubis picks up the kill on Guan Yu. Ymir tries to drop his ice wall behind us, but I changed direction anyway. Drop my ulti, and he walks right into it, and I get the kill on Ymir as Xbalanque picks up the kill on their our Kang. That just leaves Agni, who is being hit by absolutely everybody. I managed to hit him with my backfire. Anubis hits him with his mummy wraps. Now Vamana's back in lane again. In goes the magma bomb. I do hit him and get the stun, not enough to do anything, and I have to get out of there because I'm being targeted by the tower, and that is never a good thing. And once again, down goes the Inferno cannon. I try and drop it close enough to the tower so that it can hit the tower if it needs to, and I do manage to get the kill with it on Agni, which is absolutely fantastic, as Anubis finishes off Vamana, leaving their tower undefended, and we all basically go in to do some damage to it. We've run out of minions at this point, so the tower is actually attacking Chak, but we're taking its health down quick enough, and at the 10-minute mark, we now have 2 towers down, and our towers are absolutely fine. Now, at this point, I thought this was actually going to be a short game, and boy, was I wrong, as Guan Yu goes on me again, right into my Inferno cannon, and dies from it, so I now have another killing spree. Ymir starts to do his ultimate, so I back out, hit him with everything I've got. Xbalanque picks up the kill, and I get the assist. So although I've had 2 deaths, I've only had 6 kills, which is not great, but I do have 16 assists, which is nice. Targeted by the Phoenix, I did get a little bit too close there. I was trying to get deep enough in to drop my turret down. It's a little bit stupid because I've now been hit by Ao Kang's tornado, and got Agni firing at me as well. So once again, I'm down to low health. I do have some health potions, but I've already popped one, and it's still using its heal over time abilities. In goes another magma bomb. I ran away before I saw what it hit. I think it did hit Agni because he was quite low health. Trying to get my ultimate ready. Decide to try and throw it behind them because I figure that if they see anything coming in, they're actually going to back off. I do fire it in anyway, just in the hope it hits something, as Anubis picks up the kill on Agni. A bit of a waste. I don't think I hit anything other than creeps with it. Now, I actually think that Vulcan's abilities are more useful in a game with laning, as I hit Ao Kang with the magma bomb. Not enough to kill him, but certainly enough to take his health right down to nothing and stun him out of the way. I move out of the way there to avoid Ao Kang's ulti. But as I was saying, I think Vulcan's abilities work much better for him in a game like this, where you're playing in lanes, particularly Assault, where there's no jungle, because it's more difficult for the enemy team to actually dodge out of the way, as I pop my salvation to heal up Anubis and Xbalanque there. If you're playing in something like Arena, then it's much more difficult to play Vulcan, because it's so easy for people just to dodge out of the way. So many directions to run in. I dropped my cannon facing in the wrong direction. I was hoping to get Vamana. I actually managed to pick up a kill on Ao Kang. He must have accidentally walked across in front of my Inferno cannon without looking, so I will take the free kill there. We don't have a lot of health, so we all run away to hide under our tower. I got my Magma Bomb selected, mainly because I thought, well, if someone's chasing us, I can drop it in front of them, stun them, and knock them back. I use it on Ymir there, just to try and hassle him a bit. Use my knockback, backfire on Agni, but unfortunately, it knocks me back into one of his abilities. Our Ao Kang does pick up the kill on their Vamana. They've got quite a lot of low health, as Ao Kang uses his ulti and kills off Ymir. I get an assist for that. So they've got Guan Yu and Agni in lane. Both of them have low health. Everybody else is dead and waiting to respawn. So Guan Yu's just respawned. He'll be in the lane shortly. So Anubis is dealing with the creep wave quite nicely. So I figured, well, I'll go forward and harass Agni. I do manage to hit him with my Magma Bomb. Again, taking his health down to nothing but not killing him. And no one manages to capitalise on that. So I do decide to run forwards and drop my Inferno Cannon. Now, Agni will do what he usually does probably and try and take it out, which I think it was the Phoenix that beat him to it. But sometimes you do get lucky. We've already seen a couple of kills in this game where people have accidentally ran into one of my cannons and died as Anubis picks up the kill on Agni. So we're 35 kills for 15 at the 13-minute mark, which is great. We're 20 kills ahead. We have both of their towers. Why haven't we won this game yet? And they are being quite aggressive. They do have 2 Guardians, which is a little bit of a pain. I mean, Vamana and Ymir are very, very tanky. Down goes my Inferno Cannon, which does get a few hits on Vamana. Of course, with him being predominantly melee, he can't really do anything about it unless he does that, which I then stop, turn around, and run. I use my backfire. I know it won't actually do anything to him because he's got his ultimate going, but it does knock me backwards and puts a bit of damage on him. He's now isolated himself from the rest of the team. He gets hit with Anubis' bandages. I hit him with my backfire. I hit him with my Magma Bomb, and then Anubis pulls his ulti and finishes him off. Another assist for me, thank you very much, as Guan Yu is chasing down Anubis. I didn't get to save him, unfortunately, and he does manage to sprint out of there, although Xbalanque goes in with everything he's got. I run forwards, and I start doing a lot of auto attacks. I get caught by Ymir's ability and decide it might be a better idea to back out. I throw my Magma Bomb into the middle of the creep waves, just to hope I'll hit something and help us push the lane back a little bit. And then pop my Salvation. Almost getting hit by Agni's ability there and then getting stuck behind Ymir's wall, but I do manage to dodge it quite nicely. In again with another Magma Bomb in between Ymir and Agni. I think I hit both of them and I killed a creep or 2 along the way. Queuing up the ultimate, in it goes. Again, it is telegraphed in and everybody managed to dodge out of the way. I see Guan Yu going on 2 of my teammates, so I go in from the side, just a normal auto attack I think, and actually get the kill there on Guan Yu. So that's now 8 kills for me to 2 deaths. Once again, down goes the Inferno Cannon, stupidly too far forward, and it just gets ripped apart by their ranged minions. And then let's see what's Ymir doing over here on the side. He's harassing people, so I go in, hit him with my backfire, marks him up. I try and throw my Magma Bomb behind him in the hope of knocking him back towards our team. In fact, it actually hits Agni as I go in with another backfire, weaken him enough for Chak to get the kill, and I get yet another assist. So, starting to learn about this point that I really should be not putting the Inferno Cannon so far forwards and putting it behind the creep wave, which is why I actually took a couple of steps back there before I dropped it. I think the big problem we had, and the reason why the game took as long as it did, is when we were starting to actually kill the enemy team off, we never seemed to manage to kill their entire team. Whether it was just blind luck or whether they were actually being very, very tactical, it really worked out well for them that whenever a few of them died, the rest of them just retreated into a defensive position. It made it very, very difficult for us to push the Phoenix and push the Titan. And it also gave time for their dead gods to actually respawn and get back into the game. The best way to push in any game like this in the laning phase is to actually get a team kill, because if their entire team's dead, you're pretty much unopposed. All you have to deal with is waves of minions, and you can mop them up within seconds. So at the moment we're just posturing around under the Phoenix with not a lot to do. Guan Yu comes in on his horse. I drop my, or at least try to drop my Inferno Cannon and miss. I've got my ulti queued up. I thought if he goes on me I'm just going to drop it right on my head and he's going to have to run into it to get it. I fire it in. Don't actually manage to get a kill, though Anubis does pick up a kill there. Then I manage to get a kill on Ymir, and there Ao Kang kills our Anubis. So a bit of a messy encounter there. We did lose 2 people, but they have lost everyone except Ao Kang, though Agni is now back into the fight. We should have actually pushed there, taken a bit more initiative. Unfortunately, Xbalanque was also almost out of mana, and myself and Ao Kang were pretty much out of health, so there wasn't an awful lot we could do. I was stupid there. I didn't get out of the way quick enough. You know, props to Agni, hit me square in the middle. I couldn't really get out of that and took a fair bit of damage. He's also using his abilities to try and take out my Inferno Cannons again. Xbalanque does pick up the kill on Agni, though, because he was too focused on my cannon to see Xbalanque coming up to his flank. In comes Vamana. I was actually expecting him to pop his ulti again there, but our Ao Kang pops his ulti and kills their Ao Kang, which is always good. Down goes the Inferno Cannon to help mop up that creep wave. Vamana has popped his ultimate again at what seems like a very strange stage when you're just posturing and hiding beneath the Phoenix. There doesn't really seem to be a lot of point in using that ability unless you're either being directly attacked or unless you are going to come out and attack yourself. So again, I'm still out of health potions at this point. Still wait for my salvation to recharge. Bit of a fight going on behind Mir's ice wall there. I couldn't really tell what was happening and I didn't want to get too involved. So I dropped down my Inferno Cannon and start to run away. Not a lot I can do. Nuamir was chasing me the moment he dropped his ice wall and I get slaughtered by Guan Yu on his horse for my 3rd death. So, 9 kills to 3 deaths, so it's still a 3 to 1 kill death ratio. I'm happy with that. 24 assists as I start building some of my other weapons, the other items. So I've now got my Rod of Tahuti, I've got my Shadow Shard, I've got my Bancroft's Talon. So I'm getting myself a lot of extra magic damage now at this point. So I decided it's time to just watch the team. I've got a good 30 seconds before I'm back into the game. I see Xbalanque doing what he should be doing and running all the way around Agni. I'm absolutely surprised there that Agni got away, considering he had both Anubis, Chak, and Xbalanque were all on him, but didn't actually manage to get the kill. I was very, very surprised at that. Although Anubis has very, very low health here. Shaq has very low health. Everyone's on very low health. They do need to be careful at this point. Should have took Agni when they had the chance. I'm now starting to work towards my Breastplate of Valor, which will actually give me a reduction on my cooldowns, because it would be nice if I could spam my Magma Bomb more often. Not so much the ulti. As nice as the ulti is, I had very little luck in getting it to land and do any significant damage, and I much prefer using the Magma Bomb. That's my sort of go-to ability for Vulcan. So everyone on our team is level 20 now. On their team, they're still a bit behind. Only Ao Kang has managed level 20. If we actually look at the kills there, they are quite behind. 47 kills on our team to 23 kills on there. Also looking at the items, as I just brought up the score screen there, you'll see that all the items for the enemy team looks like, I think 4 of them out of the 5 look like they're actually using auto buy. Which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's an inexperienced player, but I do think you find that players who have some experience do tend to manually buy items, particularly in Assault, because the auto buy is pretty much geared for Conquest. It doesn't really auto buy items based on the mode you're playing, which is weird, because if you actually look at the suggested items, there's often a pull down menu and lets you choose between support or laning, as I get another kill on Guan Yu with my Magma Bomb. So you can pick arena, you can pick lane, you can pick support, and it will actually give you suggested items for that particular build. Auto buy for each god, even though you can customize it before the game, there's only one lot of auto buy options for every single game mode. So it's much better to manually select the items, particularly if you end up against someone like an Ares or a Hades and you really need to use your beads to get out of their crowd control. Ao Kang picks up the kill on Vamana, another assist from me. I did most of the damage with my Magma Bomb, once again not enough to actually kill him. Amir doesn't seem to realise I'm behind him. I go with my backfire, but I was too far away, didn't actually manage to hit him with it. I'm just trying to sort of get behind him, but I am being harassed by the creep wave, which makes it a little bit difficult. Hit him with my backfire, hit him with my Magma Bomb. Anubis manages to get him with his wraps and finishes him off with his ulti. And I run in with my salvation to give Ao Kang a bit of his health back. So 52 kills to 24. We're massively ahead of kills, and we still can't take the Phoenix down. It's been almost 10 minutes, if not longer, since we took down that final tower. We still haven't been able to get close enough to their Phoenix to... I don't even think we've done any damage to it yet. They really do a very good job in holding the line. As Guan Yu comes out on his horse, I try and time it just right with the Magma Bomb, because I know that when he's actually on his horse, he seems to be immune to the knockbacks and crowd control effects, so it makes it really, really difficult to get the timing right. Decided to drop my Inferno Cannon down there. I didn't think there was any point trying to put it further forwards, because all that happens is Agni destroys it with his abilities, or the Phoenix destroys it. We're actually getting a few good hits on the Phoenix there as Vamana comes running in. I do manage to get behind him though, hit him with my knockback, hit him with my Magma Bomb to finish him off. If it wasn't for the help of Anubis there, actually had him in the wraps. There Agni picks up the kill on our Xbalanque, as our Anubis picks up the kill on their Agni. So what goes around comes around. In goes another Magma Bomb, mainly to try and take out a huge swathe of the creep wave. I was hoping it would hit Ao Kang as well and knock him forward, but I did miss slightly. Still doing very, very nicely on the overall kill count between the teams. I'm 11 kills for 3 and 28 assists, so not too bad. I can see that we're going to come around the ice wall, so I go in with my magma bomb. I also then hit with my knockback and drop down my inferno cannon. Wasn't quite enough to finish Guan Yu off, which was a shame because he had really low health. Amir tries to block me with his ice wall, but there's enough of a gap for me to squeeze around. I dropped my magma bomb to try and hit Amir. It was a little bit stupid because what I ended up doing was knocking him forwards, knocking him towards me. What I have a habit of doing when I'm being chased is dropping my magma bomb right on top of me, which means by the time it detonates, I've ran past it, the enemy has ran past it, and it detonates behind them, knocking them forwards towards me. What I learnt towards the end of the game is that what I should actually be doing is dropping the magma bomb slightly in front of me, because by doing that, I'll have time to run over it, but my enemy won't, and it will knock them backwards, and it should give me an extra couple of seconds. But because we pretty much all died during that fight, we now actually lost our first tower, so this is quite embarrassing. 10 minutes into the game, we've taken down both of their towers, and we were unable to finish off their Phoenix, and almost 15 minutes later, they've come back and actually got a team kill, and managed to wipe out our tower. So, I've bought pretty much everything that I can buy at this point, item-wise. So, I'm buying a Potion of Magical Might, which gives me a magical power buff. It's not as good as the top one, which costs 3,000 gold, but I don't have enough for that at the moment. Now, these potions last for 5 minutes or until you get killed, so even if I get killed straight away, I've still got enough gold to go and buy a second one. So, I pop the potion straight away, get back into the lane, decide to drop down my Inferno Cannon next to our tower just to try and give it some protection. Then I decide to drop my ultimate as Anubis picks up the kill on Guan Yu. I do get a kill on Ao Kang with it. It was mainly fired. I didn't think I'd actually hit anybody with it. I was just firing it to try and force them back because I knew if they saw it coming in, they would dodge out of the way. Now, I was going to say that our entire team is here and we're now managing to push them back, but of course we have lost Xbalanque and Ao Kang, but they're also down Guan Yu and Ao Kang, so it's 3 on 3 and we are pushing back. Amir's getting quite brave in his old age, you know, now he's level 20, he's very, very tanky. I managed to hit him with my knockback, get quite a lot of damage onto him, but no kills, sadly. He literally has no health there whatsoever. Anubis clears up the creep wave. I decide to dodge around Emir's wall because I wonder if I can get him. Maybe he thinks he's safe behind his wall, maybe he's stopped, maybe he's turned around to have a look and see if anyone's still chasing him. Sadly he didn't though, so I decide to throw my Magna Bomb on Vamana, who stops and heads back the other way. Anubis goes in and melts the creep wave. So as of now, everybody is back alive, although not everybody is back in lane yet. We've got Xbalanque and Ao Kang coming up behind us. In goes my ulti right on top of the Phoenix. I did hit a few people, but no kills, unfortunately. Guan Yu on his horse. In goes the backfire, and I miss. In goes the Magma Bomb into the middle of them. There are a few kills going on both sides. Unfortunately, nothing directly for me, although I do get a few assists. In goes another Magma Bomb, but at least that was the plan. Just fell short of Ao Kang. He does manage to fire off his tornado. Almost walk into it, but just miss it. So we've got a couple of deaths on our team. They've actually still got 4 of their people up. In goes another Magma Bomb on their Ao Kang. I think I did actually... No, I did miss him. I wasn't sure whether that hit him or not. Apparently it didn't because he still seems to have his full health. Put my Inferno Cannon in the wrong place there. Amir takes it down to half health with a single ability, and then the creep wave just mops it up very, very easily. So it's still 3 on 4 at this point. And I accidentally step into Ao Kang's tornado, and it's doing so much damage at the moment. He has very, very good items, and if I even glance that thing, it takes me down pretty much to half health. What you've got to remember with Vulcan is even though he looks like he should be quite tanky because of all the metal, he is still a mage and he is still quite squishy, so his health goes down very, very quickly. I see Amir doing his ulti, try and use that opportunity to drop my abilities in, but actually didn't. I did get the kill on Agni though with the Magma Bomb, just as I was trying to dive out of the way of their Ao Kang's ulti. I see Guan Yu coming in on me. I somehow managed to get a kill on Amir using my Magma Bomb as Guan Yu chases me down on his horse. So that is 5 deaths for me, a little few more than I'd usually like to have, but 14 kills for 5 deaths. It's still almost a 3-to-1 kill-death ratio with 30 assists, so I'm going to take that. Guan Yu gets the kill on somebody, but our Ao Kang gets the kill on Guan Yu. So their only god left alive is Guan Yu, who is... No, not Guan Yu, Ao Kang. So many Chinese names. Ao Kang gets killed by Xbalanque. And that's it. All Xbalanque and Shaq are still alive, and they're the only gods currently in the lane. I was trying to find the voice command for push. Couldn't find it, so I just yelled attack. Because this is really the point where we should have been attacking the Phoenix. In goes our creep wave. Their Agni has now respawned. And there he is in the lane to harass. Their Vamano's respawned. Their Ymir has respawned. We still have our Anubis, but he's not back in lane yet. I've also respawned. I was too busy watching that not to actually buy my item, but I now have the sort of top magical damage potion, so I pop that. A little bit annoying at this stage of the game because you never know what's happening further up the field. You can't really see what's going on. This tower's taking a little bit of damage. Yeah, everyone apart from the Ao Kang. Ao Kang seems to have manual builds. Oh, Agni does as well because he's actually bought a selection of potions. But the rest of the team does look like they are using auto buy, which... It's one of the things that I thought was strange because I thought our team was doing very good. I mean, we are doing very good. We're 62 kills to 36. We should be winning this game easily. I can't understand why it was so difficult for us to push that final Phoenix, given the fact that we were, you know, so far ahead on kills throughout the entire game. Absolutely ridiculous. In goes my ulti. Doesn't get any kills. Guan Yu riding around on his horse, gets the kill on Anubis. I try and go in and do something. Drop my Magma Bomb. I was aiming for Vamana. He was on low health, but I didn't get him. Although Ao Kang does pick up the kill on Vamana and Agni, for which I get assists. I hit my knockback on Guan Yu and don't manage to kill him. Xbalanque does steal that one from me nicely. I should have actually got the kill from him from my Inferno turret because he was marked and on very, very low health. So down goes another turret just to try and mop up any creep wave that gets through. And as usual, running around with my Magma Bomb selected just in case I get a cheeky opportunity to stun somebody or knock them backwards or forwards. We do naturally now have their Phoenix. I must have missed that while I was running back up the lane. So now at the almost 30-minute mark to the game, we are in a position where we can try and start to attack their Titan. This would be a perfect opportunity to do it because everyone is dead with the exception of Ymir and Ao Kang. And I'm here, Xbalanque's here. We both have full health and, well, I have full mana. Xbalanque has half his mana. Ao Kang's with us, although he didn't have a lot of his health. He does now. So we're starting to do some damage to the Titan. Got to be careful here. Of course, there goes Ao Kang's ulti. I did manage to dodge it, and our Ao Kang picks up a kill on their Ao Kang. I decided to drop my ulti right on top of my head because I could see they were all coming after me. Didn't get the kill. Tried to use my backfire to knock me backwards out of the way. Somehow ended up knocking myself backwards into Ymir's ice wall. Sad to say that I just ran there and left our Ao Kang to it, who, I don't know what he was doing. He was just sort of standing there and not doing an awful lot. Ymir tries to use his ulti there. Agni gets the kill on our Ao Kang. I can see someone there with low health. Must have been Ymir because our Anubis has just finished him off. That's another assist for me. That makes 34. I can see that Agni's on low health. I'm trying to get close enough to Magma Bomb. Realise it probably won't happen. Just drop one into the middle. In comes Guan Yu again, trying to hit absolutely everybody, but he's isolated himself a little bit. Down goes the Inferno Cannon. In comes a couple of random shots from Agni, and no one dies. Bit of a disappointing result. In goes my Magna Bomb. I think it did hit Vamana, but not enough to do anything. He's a tank. He's got too much health. It hardly even tickles him. Down goes the Inferno Cannon again, just to see if it can delay the creep wave slightly. Once again, as always, Agni is using his abilities to try and finish off the Inferno Cannon. I see Agni coming towards me. I use my backfire to move backwards out of the way. My ultimate has just come off cooldown. I throw in my Magna Bomb. Do get a hit on Vamana, not enough to do an awful lot of damage. The middle Phoenix is down again as I throw in my ulti and actually get a double kill on Vamana and Agni. So I'm quite happy that I've actually used my ulti at least once and got a couple of kills out of it. Not sure whether or not their Ao Kang realises that I'm behind him, but I use that ability to go in and hit him with everything that I've got and managed to get a kill on Ao Kang. Ymir's back in the lane, popping his ulti. I was frozen, then it was his ice wall. I didn't think I was going to get out of that, but I did. Unfortunately, Chak wasn't so lucky. So we managed to take a little bit of health off their Titan, but not an awful lot. Xbalanque is still alive, but he should really be retreating because he's got half of his health and absolutely no mana whatsoever. And we can already see that Guan Yu and Ymir are both alive and defending the Titan. I'm doing all I can to try and harass them, mainly to try and give Xbalanque a route to escape. In goes my Magma Bomb to try and finish off the creep wave. I then try and go on Guan Yu to save Xbalanque. I think also the fact that Ao Kang turned up in the lane at the same time made him have second thoughts. We've got Mega bigger creeps now, of course, because we have destroyed their Phoenix, so our minions hit a lot harder and have a lot more health. And now Ymir's Ice Wall is down, the creeps can actually push forwards. Unfortunately, they're too stupid to path around it. In goes my ulti once again, and I get another kill on the already low health Guan Yu. So it is really, really nice having that Breastplate of Valor because it reduces the cooldown on your abilities nicely. There's quite a few items that do, including the Rod of Tahuti and a few other bits and pieces as well. So you can actually get quite a lot of cooldown. Dodging out of the way of Vamana's little charge there, it's fairly easy to do because like Geb's Rolling Boulder, it's actually very, very difficult to steer. You can't make sharp turns. Same with Guan Yu's Horse ability. Any of the fast movement abilities really make it difficult to turn, so it's usually relatively easy to juke people out of the way. So quite sadly, even though the entire teams are almost up, it's 4-on-4 at the moment, they're actually managing to push us back down the lane. This is absolutely ridiculous. With 33 minutes in, 71 kills for 42. Now, this isn't the longest game of Assault that I've ever seen, but I think as far as kills go, this is definitely the highest number. The fact that we've managed to take down their both their towers within 10 minutes, we've now taken down their Phoenix twice, but still can't manage to actually get close enough to their Titan to do anything. They have a full team now, although they're not all back in lane. We're still waiting for our Ao Kang, and our Xbalanque and Anubis are both on low health. I have just popped my Salvation to try and give them a bit of health and mana back. Ymir's getting quite cocky. He came right forward. I was going to chase him down, but then I realised that their Ao Kang had dropped his Tornado, so I had to back out of that. In goes my ulti, right on top of everybody, including the creep wave. Hit a lot of people, not enough to do an awful lot of damage and get any kills, but enough to make them think twice. Got my Magma Bomb ready. Decide to throw it in the middle of the creep wave. I actually hit their Ao Kang and knock him forwards, although Ymir puts up his Ice Wall and basically blocks everybody. If our Ao Kang had been just slightly forward, he would have actually got a double kill there with his ulti. Their Vamana tries to go for me at that point when I actually use my backfire on him and get the kill with the backfire, which is really nice. So that's 19 kills for 5 deaths, almost at a 4-to-1 kill-death ratio at the moment, which is quite nice. Again, running around with the Magma Bomb selected. Decide to drop it in the middle of the creep wave. Good job I did, because Ymir decided he was going to drop his Ice Wall at that exact moment. Down goes the Inferno Cannon, a little bit too far back. There wasn't really anything there for it to do, so I run forwards with another Magma Bomb. Everybody gets out of the way of it quite nicely. And their Phoenix has respawned, so we're going to have to take the thing out for a third time. But I think this video does very much demonstrate what I was saying about Vulcan. I think the reason why Hi-Rez say that he is a hard god to play isn't because he is very squishy or because he doesn't do a lot of damage, because he's just as squishy as the other mages, and he does, you know, an awful lot of damage like the other mages. His difficulty is actually getting his abilities to land, because your opponents just know that they're coming in. It's very, very difficult to hit. Same like with Agni there, for example. When Agni does an ability, you get a marker on the ground for a good deal of time. You know it's coming. So we are down Anubis and Ao Kang. They have a full team, so we need to back off a little bit now. We've also lost our Chak. So at this point, it's just myself and Xbalanque. Xbalanque doesn't have a lot of his health. I turn around and drop my Magma Bomb to try and get a few stuns on there. Xbalanque uses his Eclipse to try to slow them all down. Ymir drops an Ice Wall. At this point, I'm just like, we should be running. There's absolutely nothing we can do here. They're chasing us down. They've got the health. They've got the mana. I see Anubis coming in. Vamana starts trying to chase me down. Anubis wraps him. I go in with my backfire. Don't quite get him, but Anubis picks up the kill with his ulti. I drop in another Magma Bomb, hoping to do something useful there. Did get another assist. And now that we've got 3 people in lane and they've actually lost somebody, they're feeling the pressure and they're actually starting to back off. I figure this is a good time to start chasing them down. Unfortunately, we do run into a creep wave, but I thought, well, I'll just drop my Magma Bomb, try and take the creep wave out as quick as possible. By the time I catch up with the enemy team, my Magma Bomb will be off cooldown again. Got my ultimate ready as well. Just trying to find a good angle where I can try and get as many people. Now at this point, I'm normally disapproved when people leave games. It is annoying, and I'd have been very annoyed if someone had left the game on our side, and I can imagine the other team being very annoyed that someone left the game on their side. When you've been playing a game for this long, if someone leaves and throw the games, I mean, it could have possibly gone either way. And as you can see, our Ao Kang in the chat went woohoo, because, you know, at this point we were all like, wow, you know, this game's gone on for nearly 40 minutes. Somebody's left, which is unfortunate, and it's terrible for the other team, but at least now, maybe, possibly, the game will actually come to an end. I was actually quite surprised that their team didn't surrender by this point, as Anubis picks up the kill on Ymir. Xbalanque picks up the kill on Agni. They still have Vamana and Ao Kang in the lane. Vamana popping his ulti there. And of course the Phoenix is still up, which I get targeted by immediately as I walk in. Do have time to drop my Inferno Cannon though. Hit my knockback on Vamana. Just trying to body block him there so he can't run away. And I get him with my auto attack. So that's 20 kills for 5 deaths. So that is a 4-to-1 KD currently. Do manage to hit Ao Kang there and hand it over to Xbalanque for an assist, as we take down their Phoenix for the 3rd time this game. Once again, Guan Yu on his horse, hitting with my knockback, getting marked. He takes some shots from my Inferno Cannon, and my Inferno Cannon finishes him off. 21 kills for 5 deaths. And finally, I think for the first time, their entire team is dead, and our team is left alive. At this point, I throw everything I've got at the Titan. I hit it with my ulti, I hit it with my Magma Bomb, I hit it with my backfire, and finally, after 38 minutes, the enemy Titan goes down. 78 kills to 45 on the teams. My personal score, 21 kills, 5 deaths, and 38 assists. And that is Vulcan, the Roman Smith of the Gods. So, quite a fun character to play if you like range, if you like mages, if you like people who have a lot of damage dealing, if you like people who have a very, very high damage output and really good burst damage, then I think you will like him. I mean, that was as I've said before, I don't consider myself to be a pro player, but for my first game playing as Vulcan, I think that was a pretty decent run and a very good score. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you're still enjoying these videos, and I will see you soon. So until then, goodbye for now.